You see this island? It's pretty, right? Nice flowers, some good trees. Well, it turns out this island is cursed. Well, whatever that means. And after visiting this island for the first time, it turns out I am stuck here until I can break the curse. The twist being, if I can't break the curse within 100 days, I'll be stuck here forever. And I have a dentist appointment on Thursday. I really can't afford to miss it again. Can I survive and break the curse? Well, you'll have to watch and find out. But very quickly before we begin, 100k is just out of reach. So if you're part of the giant 90% of people still not subscribed, I ask that you please consider doing so. I'd love to hit it by the end of the year, and we are so close, so your sub could really help me. And this island has a lot to explore, so maybe I'll return to it for another 100 days if this video gets to, I don't know, 3k likes. That'd be cool. Alright, bye. So there I was, boating around this world trying to find a nice place to build my first home, and I found this luscious island. I explored the basic area and it was just this nice, tropical, beautiful island. There was even a giant tree stump, which, man, I bet that has a story. I was so interested in the land around me that I didn't even realize that it was turning night, and so when the mobs started to spawn and I had nothing, I knew I was in a little bit of trouble. That's until I found this iron trap door, which turned out to be a bunker of sorts. I was able to sneak into the bunker and found nothing but a single zombie villager in there. I was quickly able to put him down and was able to take a sleep in one of the beds in there, and well, day one was complete. A quick look around the bunker, there really wasn't much in it and barely had a second room because it was blocked off. Somebody doesn't know how to spell the word enter. Though the chest did have a couple of basic items, nothing really to help me that much, but this was interesting, a journal. A journal to the man named Jamie, who I assume was our zombie villager friend. And he definitely told a tale. You see, entering this island, I didn't know it was cursed, but it turns out it was, and Jamie's book explained it to me. He started by saying that any fool, wait, that's me, that would be reading this book is now stuck on the island, and that there is no way to escape the island until the curse is broken. I'll let you guess how long I have to break the curse. I also learned about his family and his friends, and man, it was kind of sad. He couldn't tell me much information, but at the top of the tallest mountain will be all the answers that I need for the time being. And that I should head there next to be able to understand exactly what's going on. It was a lot to learn very quickly. A cursed island with nothing on it, with my next goal to be heading to the tallest mountain. So, you know what I did? I ran. Screw that. I ain't getting involved with any curse. I've got a family. I've got a pack. And I got in the pack. But when I was boating away, I couldn't. The void had taken on the outside of the island. And it dawned on me that I was already in the curse. And like many people before me, I was stuck. And so I guess I decided, let's head to the tallest mountain. On day 3, I grabbed some basic gear, which included a little bit of wood, a little bit of stone, and a little bit of chicken, and headed out. I had to find the tallest mountain, and as the night came, I'm fairly confident that I found it. I set up a nice little campfire to cook my food and wait out the night, because climbing at the night didn't seem like a good idea. Getting to the top of the mountain on night 4, the area appeared to be lit up, so though there was a few mobs around the mountain, the top of the mountain itself didn't look like it had any mobs there. And what I found was just, wow, those signs. There was quite a few of them. Turns out I'm not the only person that's been on this island. Some of the signs were useful, giving me some quartz, some diamonds, some gold. Some were less useful. Alright then. However, it gave me all the information that I needed. The world resets every 100 days. However, certain points of the world can't be reset. This mountain appears to be one of them. The biggest scare though was this batch of signs here. No one was ever able to find the end portal, which at first didn't really concern me that much, but then I headed into the center of the mountain. Turns out that you needed 3 of the strongest items in Minecraft to be able to break the curse. They are in riddles, but I'm fairly confident I know which each one of them is. A block of the hardest material, that has to be netherite, right? I mean, what else could it be? The Heart of Decay surely means the Wither Star, or is it the Never Star? I should really learn the name of that one. And the egg of the last of its kind has to be the Ender Dragon. And then it suddenly dawned on me, if I'm not the first person on this island, and no one has ever been able to find the end portal, how in the world am I meant to? There was a little bit of panic, to say the least. I continued looking at the signs a little more, to the point where it turned into day 5, where I took note of one particular sign. Track your time on day 10, this island will play its tricks. So I'm not sure really what that meant, but I was making notes in Jamie's trusted journal before I headed back home. I got there by the night and decided it was time for me to take a nap. It was at this point, thanks to my excellent knowledge of timekeeping and the ability to press F3, that I knew it was day 6. And that was fine. I literally had all the time in the world to get everything ready. I knew that I had to improve my basic gear though. I started by making a couple of farms, whether that be a wheat farm or some cows in a pen. Basic food that I had at this point was already running out, so I really need to get a lot of it as much as I can. I extended the farms a little bit more on day 7, and then I decided to dig a staircase out to find a low cave. Unfortunately, at this point, I wasn't really ready to go in there, so I decided that it would be best to gear up a little bit more before heading in there. And then I needed to cook some food, and, well, who needs a third? Campfire army, where we at? I decided to enter the cave on day 8 and instantly found some diamonds before I found any iron. Of course I did. I then spent the whole day in the cave walking away with 7 diamonds and 33 iron. 3 of it turned into an iron pickaxe, and after mining the diamond, yeah, it was not a bad caving trip to say the least. Day 9 I started cooking the iron. I decided to head around the area to see if I could find anything new, where I found this giant rock formation. After climbing to the top of one of them, I was able to get a really interesting view of the island, and can I just say, if it wasn't for the curse, this would be a beautiful, beautiful island. Like, really, this is amazing. Nevertheless, I still need to get moving, so I decided to head back home relatively quickly. It was day 10 where I was heading home. I just quickly checked my coordinates and... Day 20? Day 20? Track your time on day 10. This island will play its trick. Did I just skip 10 days? Or is the island trying to trick me? Is it actually just day 10 that's making me panic? I have to assume the first option, which means I just lost 10 days, which I need to get moving. I need to get moving now, because if it keeps doing this, I'm going to be screwed. So yeah, it was day 20. I made a full set of iron armor, a diamond sword, and a diamond pickaxe, and headed down to grab some obsidian. I needed to get 14 for both a nether portal and an enchantment table, and... my game just crashed. Huh, that's weird. So right there, I was able to jump straight back on the server and... A gift from the one before. 15 bookshelves and experience bottles? I mean, what is going on? Why? What the? By the time it took me to pull myself together, it's day 21, and I realized if someone wants to give me some free stuff, I'm not going to complain. I was able to enchant my diamond sword to get sharpness 5 and looting 3 thanks to the books from my friend. And after grabbing some obsidian, I was able to level 30 my pickaxe, where I got efficiency 4 and unbreaking 3. And thanks to the fortune 3, I now had an incredibly good pickaxe. It was time for me to level 30 my armor, and oh, there it goes again. What is happening here? It's okay though, I was able to quickly pop back on the server, and cheaters will be punished. What in the... Oh, it's day 28. Okay, what is happening? Also, the entire enchant setup was gone. It was like it was blown up. Luckily, I kept the infinity book in my inventory, but everything else was gone. Also, the enchant table survived, luckily, which I'm not going to complain about. As I was cooking up a little bit of food to end the day, I was sort of evaluating the situation. Something or someone is trying to help me. But the curse, which again could be a someone, is trying to stop them. What I realize is that though they can affect the world, I don't think they can affect me directly or my inventory. At least that's what I think. It's really hard for me to say. Without learning more info, unfortunately, I'm just going to have to keep playing and hope that my friend keeps helping me and the person trying to stop him keeps out the way. We have a lot of info to learn in this world, so let's get moving. Day 29, I popped into the nether, quickly finding a nether fortress. It was like 100 blocks away. And thanks to my looting free sword, I was able to get enough blades rods, finding enough nether wart to make a couple of potions. And though I have to kill the wither, I decided at this point in time it's probably best for me to not go wither skull hunting, so I headed back home. It took all day, and where I returned on day 30, or day 35, really trying to screw me over here, eh? In which I headed into the diamond bunker and... Diamond armor? I wouldn't want to skull hunt in iron armor either. Okay, I'm fairly confident that this is now a person, and whenever they get involved, the world just seems to skip some days. I guess it's the consequence of being given just free stuff. I mean, nevertheless, I'm gonna take the diamond armor and, well, back to the nether I go. The next 6 days was with a skull hunting. I got my third skull on day 42 and headed back home on day 43. I headed back to the bunker as it was time for me to take a nap. I was sorting through my gear, and when I realized I found a book. Except this book was called Dear Haven, and this book was signed by me. And that's the interesting thing about this book. I don't ever remember signing it. Either way, this person spoke to me like an old friend and gave me a couple of helpful tips. For example, a spawner that has a mending book, or the coordinates to fight the Wither, weirdly enough. He also gave me an ominous warning that day 50 is when this world begins to really break. I'm not really sure what that meant, but again, that can go on the list of questions that I have. That being said, it's time for me to head to where the Wither was, and well, I'll hope that there's a specific reason he's asking me to kill the Wither here. Once I got to the coordinates on day 44, I quickly made a couple of potions. I only made regen and health, I couldn't really see anything else that I needed. And I spawned the Wither in the location he asked me to. And thanks to the OP gear I got at this point, this Wither fight really wasn't that much of an issue. I've killed Withers hundreds of times before, and where's the Wither star? Okay, no, seriously, where's the Wither star? It definitely didn't drop. I've watched the footage back there. There was no Wither star. I didn't pick up a Wither star. Did it accidentally destroy itself? Could it even do that? And it was in that train of thought where I realized exactly where I spawned the Wither, there was an obsidian box. And so I decided to crack it open and... well, there goes the server again. Any one of you are following this, I really give you full appreciation, because even I'm not following this at this point. I got back onto the server, and it was now day 49, a day before, well, everything is meant to break, whatever the world that means. And in the obsidian, there was a chest, which had two things. Firstly, it had a Wither star and another book, which again, was signed by me. This book also made a joke about the server crashing, which... how did it know? It also made a joke about how he luckily had a spare Wither star because mine destroyed. I don't know if he's watching me or he's experienced this himself, but this guy basically knows everything that I'm doing in this world. He then explained that if everything was going to plan, it should be day 49, and I have little time remaining to get the remaining items. But most importantly, it was time for me to go and hide in the bunker until further notice. He then asked me to trust him despite the fact that we will never ever meet. I thought about this for a while when I realized there's no particular reason for me to not trust him to this point, and so I decided to run as quickly possible back to the bunker. And as the thunder and night was falling, I was able to get into the bunker. Thanks to the obsidian that I picked up, I closed it off entirely, and then I just, well, waited until further notice. Honestly, there wasn't really much to say during this time. I just waited in the bunker. I ate a little bit of food. In fact, I ran out of food and started making a wheat farm thanks to luckily a couple of seeds that I still had. And yeah, it was a really lonely time. Well, until one singular bang. And for the first time I heard any noise whatsoever was just one bang. I didn't know if that was the further notice or if that was just a random coincidence, but it was the first time anything had been done, said, or happened in the time that I'd been in this bunker. I had to break out the side of the bunker and... oh my god, what in the world happened? Everything around my spawn was gone. It was like something was trying to get to me. Looking around the surrounding areas, a lot of it was destroyed as it was. In fact, the only thing that really stood the test of time was the tree stump in my nearby area. I then checked the day counter and wow, day 79. Almost 30 days I sat in that bunker. Well, at least I think it was 30 days. It could have been much less with time skips. The book instructed me to head back to the top of the mountain once I had survived whatever this was, and well, I had the Wither star to take anyway, so that's the next place that I entered. I managed to make it to the top on day 80, and that's when I realized as I was walking up that all of the signs were gone, except one, and this was addressed to me. 2 words, Haven Dig. So cracking one block down, I found a chest and a book inside of it. Again signed by me, but this time called The Truth. And I looked around, there was no one around. I don't know what happened to the signs, I don't know what happened to the area, but let me tell you, The Truth was a lot to take in. You see, I was partly right. There was someone helping me, but it wasn't a friend, it was me. Well, sort of me. A version of me from the past. He explained that this wasn't the first time that I'd been on this island. In fact, I'm the 47th rendition of a Haven Hand entering this island. And unfortunately, this island just has created an endless loop of time. A sort of torture device. That every 100 days it resets and we re-enter the island. Somehow, however, the past 7 Haven Hands was able to make it to this point. from Haven 39 beforehand, none of them was able to survive what they have dubbed the Storm, which is like an almighty rain of lava, death, explosions, which is probably what destroyed the area than when I was in the bunker. Apparently the storm does not stop until I am dead, but somehow we learnt a loophole. That loophole being that Havenhand has to die, but it doesn't have to be me. Just a version of Havenhand. So if the past Havenhand sacrifices himself for the current Havenhand, the current Havenhand can go on and try and figure out the secrets of this world. I guess when you survive the 100 days, you'll be put on watch for the next Havenhand to try and give him the help and information. However, when a Havenhand gets involved, it increases the time and makes the time skips that we keep seeing, which results in servers crash. He's clarified that he only did it when it was absolutely necessary to do. This rendition of Havenhand had now died, sacrificing himself to the storm, and it had given me, the next Havenhand, the chance to find the end portal, which is the problem that every Havenhand has had. No Havenhand had ever found the end portal in 46 attempts. And so he basically entrusted me, or I guess I entrusted me, find the end portal or be the sacrificial lamb to the 48th Havenhand. He then wished me good luck, and well, I was stunned. That was a lot of information to take in just 30 seconds or so. I had so many questions. How did the original me end up on this island? How did the 40th survive the storm? And how in the world am I meant to find the end portal? Well, there's no time for dilly-dallying. Let's at least get the netherite pieces out of the way. I returned with the netherite block on day 92. It took me 12 days to get it, and I was able to put it back into the location of the curse. And now I was in the same position as the last Havenhands, with 2 out of the 3 goals complete. I have to find a needle in a haystack, or an end portal in an island, but, I mean, where do I even begin? I searched this island back and forth. I searched the shores, I searched the mountains, I searched the caves, I searched everything I possibly could, but there was just nothing there. And I was very, very quickly running out of time. I was there on day 97, looking around at the top of the mountain, just thinking, where could it be? What could I do? Where can I go? And that's sort of when it dawned to me. The bunker, of course, that survived the storm, because the bunker was made of obsidian. Of course it was going to survive. But the mountain, which is the origin of the curse, also survived, even though there's a bunch of lava, so it looks like it was attacked by the storm. There was also an attack on the tree stump, but the tree stump didn't take any damage. And that's when it clicked. Can the storm affect important locations on this world? And if it doesn't, then I think I know where the end portal is. And so it was time for me to run for the hills. I rushed over to the tree as quick as humanly possible, and I broke into it and searched the inside of the hollow tree, and would you look at that, the end portal itself. I had so little time to move, so I quickly ran into the end. This was not a friendly ender dragon. It did not perch a lot, and thanks to my infinity bow, unfortunately, though it was easily able to fire down the dragon, it didn't have much damage to it, so this was a drawn out ender fight. And once I did kill the ender dragon, I didn't even care about the levels. I quickly made the pressure plate needed, and then headed back through the main portal, where I respawned at the bunker. And it was day 100. I had 20 minutes to rush back to the mountain, and so I sprinted as fast as I could. And there it was, and I was able to get on top of the mountain as the night was finishing and the day was coming, but I could see it. I was so close. I just needed an extra couple of seconds. And surely, if I could just make sure that I'm running here and get into there in time, I'll be able to... So there I was, boating around this world trying to find a nice place to build my first home, and I found this luscious island.